I just love that music. I hope everybody just takes that moment to just kind of take a couple of nice deep breaths and just let that music roll on. I wish I could find that music for behind some of my videos and my meditation videos and stuff that I do. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Spiritual Chit Chat. I am Michele Amburgey. I am the Awakener, one of many, and chances are you guys are awakeners too. And today we're going to talk about, hey Shauna, we're going to talk about being psychic. You know, there's a lot of information about there. Hi Veronique. There's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of theories. There's a lot of ideas about what things are and what they are not. And we don't know for sure. All I can share with you is what I know and what I've experienced. And so I thought that we would want to talk about it. I have a feeling that all of you that show up here for Spiritual Chit Chat, all of you that are drawn to this kind of stuff, have psychic abilities. And but there's a lot of different things that psychic abilities are. A lot of times, hi LaRonda. A lot of times there's we think it's a particular thing and it's something else, and sometimes we are having experiences that are very psychic, but it's not what we think it's supposed to be, so we don't give ourselves credit. So there's a lot of stuff going on, but I'll tell you what, before we get started, I just read the inside of this young man's cards, who I just love him. So we're going to use these cards today for your readings. Gateway, oh, it's backwards. Gateway of Light Activations by Kyle Gray. I just love it. I call him a kid. He's not a kid. He's a grown man, but it shows how old I'm getting. But I love these cards. They're so beautiful. And he has a little prayer inside that I just saw, like as we were sitting here, as the beautiful meditation music was going on. And I want to say it. I want to say it to start our little show today. So everybody take a nice, hi, Rev Ned. I can't get enough of you, man. So I want to start with this. It's so beautiful. So everybody just take a nice deep breath. Just breathe in. And breathe out. And we just speak this as I speak it for in the personal tense. I speak it for all of you. I call forth from within the light of Source. Thank you for standing at the forefront of my heart and my mind. Thank you for activating the ancient wisdom of my soul. I welcome in the support of heaven, earth, the stars, light beings, and beyond. And so it is. Isn't that beautiful? This young man is just a gift to humanity. And so, Kyle Gray, one of these days, I'm going to meet you and I'm going to give you a big old hug. Look out. So happy to be here. Hey, Karen. So happy to see all of you guys on today. We've got energies. Hey, Dawn. Dawn's here too. You know what, Dawn? I didn't see that you were on the membership group this morning until I was just getting off. I was like, oh, shoot. So 2 hellos to Dawn. Hello, Dawn. Hello, Dawn. Making sure. I'm so sorry. I just didn't see. I don't usually check the chat for that because I just keep talking. So I hope everybody's doing good. What a beautiful day. We're at the end of August, moving into September, starting to notice that the days are getting a little bit shorter. The evenings are starting to cool off a little bit. We're in a heat wave. Here in SoCal, we're getting into a heat wave. It's kind of like, yikes, but that's okay. We always do. We always get a big blast of heat in late August, early September, lasts a couple of weeks, and then autumn hits and it starts cooling down. So we'll see that shift pretty soon. And, I'm noticing that I'm already beginning to feel the shift of the energies. And part of it is because I was talking about this earlier, is because my birthday is in September. It's in late September. I'm what is it? The solstice? Is it the autumn equinox? Solstice equinox. I'm an equinox baby. I was born on the 20th. And so I'm used to those energies, and so I'm very sensitive to them, and I feel them, and I'm already feeling them beginning to not build so much as shift. We've got so much energy right now that is really about building. We've got the Schumann resonance kind of going off the chart, and then the bottom almost falls out from underneath us, and then it's back. We've got these solar um, energies that are coming at us. I mean, we are in the Great Awakening, and it's all of the universe is helping us wake up. They're helping us upgrade our DNA, upgrade our systems, open up ancient memories, open up the mind, activate, and almost like shake up our chakra systems. I mean, it's all connected. It's all part of one system. And so it's beautiful, but it can be intense and it can be uncomfortable. And so it's so important to make sure you're drinking lots of water. Tell you guys all the time, get plenty of sleep. Make sure you go into bed. Make sure you're getting enough sleep. Or if you can't do it during the week, take an extra nap on the weekends. Make sure that you're doing that. Eat good. I'm noticing lately that I'm craving fruits, and I don't eat fruit, and I don't usually crave fruit. I'm a keto person, so I'm a meat person. I know there's controversies around that, but my body has up to this point really needed that. But I'm noticing all of a sudden I'm craving fruit. I want watermelon. I want peaches. And so I've kind of been shifting into a fruit kind of a thing for a couple of days. My body is just craving it. And maybe it's hydration because fruit has a lot of water. It's very pH balanced, craving watermelon so much. And I'm like going, you know what? I'm not going to fight with my body. I'm going to kind of listen. And I'm actually feeling a little bit better. So either it's a sugar rush or it's something that my body needed. There's so many micro nutrients and stuff in live living food, in fruits and vegetables. So maybe my body was craving that because, the meat is not necessarily living, although, it kind of is if we look at it in a particular way, because it's full of nutrients. It's full of things that our bodies in this physical form and this meat that we are, we need that protein and stuff. So, it's controversial. We all have our own way and we all follow our own hearts and our own souls and what's perfect for us. And that way we're all good, right? We let everybody do their thing. So we're talking about being psychic today. And a lot of people ask me, am I psychic? What are my gifts? How do I become psychic? I had this experience. Does it mean I'm psychic? And the answer to everything is, yeah, you are. Because it's not a gift. It's not something that somebody gave you because you were good. It's not something you have because you studied for multiple lifetimes. It is the ability to open up, and I say your imagination, to open up and to receive um, waves of information. Information comes in on light, it comes in on waves, and receiving that and allowing your brain to process it and express it as an experience of some sort, whether it's an inner experience or an outer experience. And so a lot of people are waiting for it to be some great big whoa kind of a thing, or seeing things outside. Most psychics don't see things with their eyes. Most of it is an inner experience. And so for all of you that are interested in this topic, I want you to very, very, very much give credence, give value, accept and get rid of the doubt of anything that's happening on the inside, because that's truly where it is. It is your own soul, your own divine spirit, your own God within that is awakening and starting to communicate with you. Okay. So being psychic isn't seeing an angel or seeing a dead person, although that does happen. But the inner journey of this whole psychic thing is super valuable. It's super important. And turning within is where you're going to reconnect to who you truly are. It's going to help you. Hey there. It's going to help you to reconnect to that inner wisdom and all that you are, because you're whole and complete just as you are. And you are psychic. You are psychic. You're intuitive. You are a medium. All the words that we use. You are a channel. You are a channel for spiritual energies. And it's not necessarily like we used to think about it from outside. It's channeling through me and coming out. No, what's really happening is it's coming up from within. You are the source of that channeling. Now, there are people who can channel things outside sources. Don't get me wrong, that does happen. But when I'm talking about being truly psychic, truly intuitive, and truly a medium, and I'll explain the difference there in a second. Not a lot of difference, but a little bit. It's an inner journey. It's an inner knowing. And just one thing that's really that I want to clear up too. Psychic is one thing, and it's a word that's been given for people that have the ability to receive messages from other realms, right? Which also is it's receiving information really from the inner realms. Intuitive, kind of basically the same thing. A medium really means you're a medium or a channel between different realms. It oftentimes refers to people who can talk to dead people, right? Being able to spiritually connect with those who have crossed over, with our loved ones on the other side. So all three of them work in tandem. All mediums are psychic. All intuitives are psychic. Not all mediums and intuitives or not all psychics and intuitives are necessarily mediums. Kind of depends on where your interests lie, what you want to do. When I was young, I was psychic, and then I went through, life and came back into a point in my life when all this stuff started waking up again. And I've always been very psychic intuitive. I use psychic intuitive intermix there. And one day I was watching John Edwards on TV, which I was fascinated with it, but I'd never had an experience with that. And I heard a voice in my head that said, go do that. And I was like, heck no. I don't want to talk to dead people. That's scary, right? That's ghosts. Ooh, I don't want to do that. And I actually got pushed. And that voice again said, go do that. And so I started tiptoeing around it, right? I started tiptoeing around it, doing a little study, talking to a couple of people. I found a woman who is a medium, and she explained to me, you're not talking to ghosts, although you can if you want to, but it's really communicating with our loved ones on the other side. And she kind of gave me some tips on how to do that. It's very much like developing any psychic gift. And I found out that I was kind of good at it. So it was like, oh, okay. So I was a psychic that was a medium, but I hadn't played in it. And so I never developed it. I never opened that little aspect up. And so I didn't know. So really, all three of them go together. It just kind of depends on the interests of the people, of where you want to go. I've always been kind of skitsy about ghosties and that kind of stuff. I did some paranormal investigating for a while with a friend, my darling Gail. And we had a little group together, that we're all kind of psychic, and we had a couple experiences that kind of raised the hackles on the back of my neck. And I was like, I don't think I'm brave enough for this stuff. And then I lived in a house that was haunted, and I was like, whoa, that's way over what I want to do. But I do mediumship readings. And in October, I'm going to be teaching a mediumship development class. And we are also going to be doing a spirit circle in September, because people are asking. We're getting into that time of the year where people we're getting close to the holidays. We're starting to move into where it's starting to get, darker earlier. And people start moving towards thinking about their loved ones and stuff like that. So I usually do mediumship kind of stuff towards the end of the year, as I'm just sitting here going, I'm a chicken. But what I learned was speaking with the loved ones on the other side. It's so beautiful. It's so healing. It's so loving. I've seen so many people be healed from things that they've worried about, maybe not being able to be there with their loved one when they crossed over, or maybe there was some things were unforgiven or not talked about, things left unsaid. And so it's absolutely beautiful. So all of this stuff is gorgeous. You have psychic abilities, you can help yourself, have little intuitive hits. It's like, oh, you don't want to get on that airplane, or don't go to that party tonight, or stay away from that person. That feels like trouble, right? All those little things all fall under being psychic. They all fall under being someone. Hey guys, hey Michelle. Michelle saying, no, Michelle, I use all different kinds of stuff. And when I get done with my talk, if you would like to have a little reading, you can experience what I do. That's why I do this show. Isn't that cool? So, hey, Sam. All right. Glad to see you're online today. Yay. Yay. So many, many blessings to all you guys. I'm so happy you're here. If anybody has any questions about being psychic, please let me know if you have any questions around this kind of stuff, because I think it's important to get some of those questions answered, because we're moving in to all of this energy where people are what we're calling awakening. And one of the things that's happening is these kind of things are starting to open up too, because it's part of our divine nature, right? We can see, we can hear, we can smell and taste, we can touch. And what's the other one? Smell. I feel like I missed one, but we got 5. We got 5 senses, right? And we've always been thinking that this is all there is, right? Especially for the last couple thousand years. And then if you have a little psychic sense, it's like, no, 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 you don't. That's bad. That's bad. But we also have, psychic intuitive medium ability. We have the ability of telepathy, of kinesiology, of moving things around, even levitation, time travel. We have all these gifts that aren't gifts. They're part of our divine nature, but we've shifted into a lower density. And at this lower density, it's the original 5 senses of the physical form, right? That we're experiencing now. But part of this whole awakening is waking all of this stuff up too. And so if you're having experiences, if you've had anything that has happened that you kind of wonder, I would love to address that, because I really feel like part of this great awakening is us getting back to those divine senses that we have, because the world's a little bit crazy, and having those extra senses to navigate. And something I want to say too, mothers, any of you that are mothers or have been around kids, who are teachers, even nurses, um, if you've been around kids, especially a lot, you develop a sixth sense and intuitive sense when you're around children, because your caregiving nature, and that's fathers too. It's not just mothers, but fathers, if you're primary caregiver, or you're around kids, or you're a teacher, or you're a nurse, it's you develop a sense, you develop that. And it's wonderful. It's part of how we have to navigate. But we've been told for a long time that it was a bad thing, right? I believe there was, I don't know, a couple hundred years of people getting killed, murdered for having those kind of gifts, and the gift of healing, the gift of sight, healing with herbs and that kind of stuff. And I think we've all put them away very much, but it's time to take it out. It's time to be brave. It's time to allow yourself to begin to allow it. That's a lot of times the first step, right? And to not say no when you have a wonderful mystical experience. When you hear a voice in your head that just says your name. I know one thing I used to get a lot was just this beautiful little voice that would just go, Michelle. Be like, what? What? There's nobody here. Michelle. It's like, what is that? One time I was really, really sick, and I heard this sweet little voice just say, I love you. And there was nobody home for sure. And I was like, I love you too. And I heard giggling. It was so sweet. And that is that crossover, that moving between the realms that are so beautiful and so sweet. And we all have it. We all have it. Another way that a lot of times with psychic stuff you get is you'll get a flash, boom, It's like a flash, a vision of something. When I do psychic readings, I've been doing it for, gosh, the other day I was doing something and it said, "Oh my gosh, you've been doing this for 22 years." I'm like, "Holy cow." Um, but I get flashes. When I'm doing readings, I don't get the whole story spelled out. I don't get the written book in front of me. I get flashes, but I've learned to read the language of my psychic gifts. There's that word gifts. My psychic abilities. I've learned to read the language. And that's part of what psychic development is. That's part of what that kind of stuff is good for, and learning about that, because it has a language and it's different with all of us because it's a language of the soul, right? Sometimes you'll get that feeling like, ooh, I don't think, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Or, oh, that person's not quite right. I've had experiences where everybody's like, oh my God, this person is the greatest person in the world. Such a good person. They do good things. They look, they seem, and everything in my guts, I'll be like, mm-mm. And it doesn't always mean that person is a bad person. It could simply mean it's not for you, right? It just simply mean this just isn't for me. We don't have to judge. We don't have to, get all up on our high horse. That person's bad. It is your guidance teaching you, showing you, guiding you to go elsewhere, to do something else. All right, people, do not come into my show and hit up on my people. That's rude. Never, ever, ever. Does your third eye have to be open to be psychic? No. And let me explain that. That's a great question too, by the way. That is a great question. Oh, hey, Jillian. Nice to see you here. Oh, hi, Rajna. Yay. Um, no, your third eye doesn't have to be open, but it is, because being intuitive, we've gotten so dialed in to thinking, okay, we have to work on this here. Being psychic is an all over experience. If you just open the third eye, that'll help. But if you get all of your chakra system open and cleared and cleansed and balanced, you're going to have a full psychic experience. You're going to have the auditory, you're going to have the visual, you're going to have the clairsentience, you're going to have the whole thing that helps you to navigate better. A lot of people try to force their third eye open, and you don't want to do that either, because it's related to the pineal gland, and our poor pineal gland needs to be loved and cared for, nurtured and detoxed. So the third eye is part of being psychic, but it's not the whole of being psychic. It doesn't have to be open for you to be psychic. You can be clairsentiently psychic. When I started learning, when I got certified as a psychic, the woman that I work with, she was trying to figure out, like, what kind of a psychic am I? And we did some testing and stuff. And she said, well, you're like an empathic psychic. She says, you feel it first, then you know it, then you see it. She's saying you're not seeing something and then all trying to figure it out. You're getting a physical, emotional response. Then you get like the download or the information. Oh, this is a blah blah, and then I get the visual. But it happens like that, right? So I never knew what it was, and that's the whole reason. Hey, Jennifer, that's the whole reason that you want to develop all of your psychic senses and not focus on just one. It's really important, because a lot of times when people try to work just on the third eye, they can end up with headaches. They can end up with neurological stuff going on. They can end up with sleep problems because maybe they have a blockage here. So they're pulling all this energy in the third eye and it's not able to flow. It's all about flow, guys. It's all about flow, like everything is. Like everything is, energy and motion stays in motion, and it can't stay in motion if there's blockages. So you always want to work on all of your chakras. And I have on my YouTube channel, I have a violet flame meditation up there for you guys, for you to do. And if you start doing a violet flame meditation and clearing your chakras every day and clearing your energy fields every day, that would go a long way for clearing all that out, for you to have a lot clearer and more pure experiences and visuals. And if you're thinking of working with people, it's a good idea maybe to work with someone a little bit to kind of get some some guidance on how to use your particular gifts, because it's not the same for everybody. It's not the same for everybody. And that's where a lot of people get balled up too, is, they see somebody going, oh, well, they see spirit, and you're not seeing spirit, but you're feeling and knowing everything. But because you're not seeing it, you're not giving credit to what you're knowing. And so there's a lot of different ways. That's why I wanted to talk about it. That's why I wanted to bring this subject up, because ultimately we're all psychic. Honestly, we're all psychic. We really are. It's our I do, Jillian. I got the violet flame. It's on there on the YouTube. Go get it. Go get it. Go get it and use it. I want all of you guys to use it. And especially now when we're in crazy town. If you're living in this world right now, everybody needs to be cleansing and clearing their energies. And that's why I put that violet flame meditation up there. So if you go on my YouTube and go under playlists, it's under meditations. And it's going to help so much. It's going to help so much. And you can just turn it on and listen. You don't even have to do the work. Yeah, cool, Jillian. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you're going to use it. And so I wanted to touch on that subject. I do want to let you guys know that I do psychic development. And if anybody would be interested in taking some classes after the first of the year, um, you know what? I'd be happy to set up some classes, maybe do like 4 classes kind of a thing, and set it up and help you guys if you want to develop that. Because there's so much information out there. There's so many people coming from so many different directions. And I'm always a teacher who says, do learn from a couple of different people, but also, learn from people that you're really drawn to too. And so that's why I say, if you guys think you'd like to learn with me for a bit, I would love to do that, because I love teaching. It's kind of my thing. And I love meditations and prayers too. And on my birthday on September 20th, I am going to have an announcement for you guys about a project that I'm working on that is around prayer and meditation and stuff like that. And also, on September 20th, on my birthday, we are going to have a super special guest. My dear friend and cosmic brother, Rev Ned, and I are going to do a series of YouTube shows called Bridge Walkers, where we are going to be talking about things from kind of a Native American indigenous perspective, and kind of bringing in that, creating sacred space and learning to rest in that sacred space to connect to what we call our psychic senses, connecting to God, Goddess, Creator, to the wise woman, the wise man within, and creating that space. So that's going to be coming up too in September. So I hope you guys will get excited about that. RevNet is just a very, very special creature. He's just so sacred, and he's just a big ball of love and light and peace and harmony. And I like to call him a wisdom, or an wisdom man, or an elder, because he just operates in the ancient ways. And it's so beautiful when you let yourself kind of drop into that, and learning to be in that sacred space and learning to hold those spaces. I think it's really what is needed as we're moving forward, which is why I've agreed to do this with Rev Ned, because he's amazing. So a lot of good stuff coming up, guys. A lot of good stuff coming up. So let's look at okay, Veronique. I will. Matter of fact, I guess I should. Let me make a little list. Let me wrap this down here. I taught a spiritual development class every Wednesday for 9 years. Yep. It was awesome. It was, we had people come and go, and we had a beautiful core group. So, and then I moved, and, things shifted, things had to shift. So Veronique, I'm going to put you on the list. If anybody else might be interested, you can say so here. Francois. Love that name. And you can contact me later, whatever, and I'll let you guys know on in my Facebook group, Soulful Living, I announce a lot of that kind of stuff. And you can also find out more on my website at micheleamburgey.com. I'm everywhere. So let's get to readings. Let's get to some readings. Oh, Sam. Yeah, you saw the trolls, right? You know, they just pop right up there, don't they? And it's just, you know, it's funny. And Sam, I know that you get this, and Jillian, you probably do too, because you were doing Third Eye Salon, so I'm sure you guys saw it too. But it's so funny because they pop up there and they just love to disrupt, you know. And I used to be like, oh, I don't want to be, you know, rude, or if there's somebody who's, you know, nice and I kick them off, I don't want to hurt their feelings. But you want to know what? As soon as they pop in, I feel it in my gut, right? Clairsentience. Oh, I'll look at their thing. It's like that. Oh, and it's like, no. And so I just get rid of them now. So I figure, you know, it's just not for me. And I'm very protective of you guys too. You know, we don't need those kind of energies coming in. So let's see. Okay, who wants a card? Who wants a card? I know I saw somebody. Jennifer Jones. I think you're the first one here. I always go kind of first come, first serve. I think it's only fair that the people that stayed for my yakin get the readings. I have had a couple people that have gotten upset with me because they come in at the last minute, you know, and they just want the card reading. They don't want the teaching. And if I don't get you, you know, maybe you need the teaching. So, and, you know, if you're at work or if you're late or something like that, let me know, because stuff like that happens too. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm actually trying to be fair. So Jennifer Jones, lady, this is for you. So I hope you're still on. If you lived through the yakety yak, you're going to get a card back. Ooh, Order of the Melchizedek, Jennifer Jones, and Soul Star activation. Girl, this is really cool. Order of Melchizedek. Whenever I get this card, this tells me that there is something about you, your life, your energies. I'm starting to smile when I say this. You're like so wrapped up in the light. You are so dialed in. Whatever it is that you're doing, the Order of the Melchizedek is a particular group consciousness kind of thing that's of the, you know, Melchizedekian order. And I know you guys have heard a lot about that. That is really tapped straight into that God, Goddess, Creator energy. And if you're working with the Order of Melchizedek, if you're working with the Melchizedekian Councils of Light, which I work with them, with those guys, it's really, really powerful. And it also is all about developing the light body. So if you're working with the Melchizedekian orders or the councils, you're, you know, one of the people that are here to develop and magnify is the word that I'm getting, the light body, because that is what a big part of awakening is too. You know, we're awakening at this human level, but we're also activating our Merkabahs, which is why I always do Merkabah prayer. We did Kyle Gray today, but do the Merkabah prayer, how important it is, because the Merkabah is the light body that when we let go of these five senses and think of this as all there is and open up to the greater senses, we can actually, it's part of how we time travel. It's how we move through wormholes. It's how we time travel. There is, if any of you guys have watched Skinwalker Ranch, it got really scary there for a while, but then it got really cool. I love that. It's on Netflix. But they were showing the orbs and not the orbs, but the spaceships in the sky. And because they have like this major awesome equipment, they can dial in really quick. And I was sitting there and I was watching it, and like I kind of had the lights off and I was just getting ready to get up to turn the lights on because it gets kind of scary. I told you I'm a chicken. And all of a sudden, as they dialed into it, I could see points. And all of a sudden, I yell out at the top of my lungs, Trevor, it's a Merkabah. It's a Merkabah. And I started like yelling at the guys on the show. It's a Merkabah. They're traveling in the Merkabah. That's how they're getting around. That's how come they can zip around. That's how they'll drop out of a master ship or a mothership, and they can zip all over. They can come down around us, and they're traveling in their Merkabahs. I was like, whoa, that's so cool. So on that note, Jennifer Jones, your next card is Soul Star activation with a Merkabah. So, girl, you are traveling at a high rate of speed through your spiritual awakening, and you're working with very, very high levels of consciousness. And so, yay and thank you. Thank you for being here. And I hope you understand what this stuff is about. And this is also, I believe, the Order of Horus, which is also the mystery schools. There's Horus and there is Isis. And these are the ancient mystery schools that educated basically the modern man, sort of a thing, kind of where we came from, and all that stuff that was lost and or slash hidden, all came from that. So who we are, where we come from, all that fun stuff. It's so exciting. So I hope that that is helpful to you, Jennifer. Sometimes we get these super lofty readings, right? Let's see what else we got. Bloop, bloop. Let's go. Trolls. Bloop. I know we're getting there. Yeah. Yeah, Veronique, as soon as I develop something, I'll let you know. I have all my paperwork and all that kind of stuff. But basically, psychic development, what I do is I start with navigating and learning to work with your energy centers, your chakras and your energy fields, really getting into that using prayer, meditation, activation, and then learning how to open and balance the chakras, learning how to operate with etiquette and ethics and um, being mindful of consciousness. And we do physical health and everything around it. So it's so cool. Oh, hey, Hillary. I didn't see you there. Hillary's saying, what do I need to know for my best and highest good about my leveling up right now? Leveling up. Hillary. Ooh, Swords of Light. Right now you are ooh. All right. So, Hillary, right now you are leaving the past behind. And I feel like last week, part of your message was you're a part of community, and having that community and stuff is really, really important. This card right here is the Sword of Light, and it's saying divine protection, cut cords, breakthrough energy. And this is a breakthrough for you. What you need to know about leveling up, you are breaking through. You breaking through some old patterns, some old thinking patterns. And I almost want to say some things that maybe, and I don't think of you ever as being depressed, but maybe has made you depressed. I've never seen you that way, but I always see you happy. You know, we always have so much fun and laugh and goof off. But you have a lot of protection. Archangel Michael is saying, I'm with you. And he's actually doing this. He's doing this with his sword for you. That you're protecting. Sometimes when we're leveling up, we can feel kind of raw, kind of extra sensitive. And then your other card is Star Gathering. You got a Stargate right there. I want to say, Hillary, that if you are not interested in the star families, I feel kind of like they're calling you. And I know that you have a really open mind, that you're into stuff that is beyond this realm, if you will. But I don't know, but I feel like and I want to say Pleiadian connection too. I want to say there's a Pleiadian connection for you. So you're leveling up, you're moving to another level, and maybe the Pleiadians are going to start coming in, talking with you, being around you. Pay attention. Let me know. Let me know what's coming up for you. That's cool. That's way cool. All right. Veronique would like a card. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Got a lot of cool stuff going on. Got the air conditioning on right now. I'm kind of like, yikes. The cost of electricity, but it's too hot, humid, icky. I'm a big baby. So Veronique, Spirit, what do you want to say to Veronique? What do you want to say? Ooh, Holy Grail inner discovery. Turning within. And I want to say this is for everybody today too. Finding the sacredness, you are what you seek. That's a really important statement right there. You are what you seek. We hear about, what you think about, you bring about, right? Where you place your attention, you're feeding that, it gets bigger. But you are what you seek. What are you seeking? It's really important to be mindful about that. It's really good to sit down and just be kind of like, well, what am I seeking? What am I looking for? What am I what am I desiring? And is it serving my best and highest good? Is it serving my values? My personal values? Is it serving my spiritual growth? And the Holy Grail is so wonderful because it is that pure divine connection, right? Isn't that a great card? His cards are so good. I just love this kid. Um, and finding the sacred. And to find the sacred, we have to slow down. Rev Ned and I were talking about it earlier, and you just have to slow down. And we are just like all the time. We got to get up, we got to go to work, got to feed the cat, got to take care of the kids, got to, when we're at work, we got to do this, we got to do this. We are like on this track of just constantly going and moving. And then when we do get a few minutes, we get on TV or get on the movies, and then we're living in everybody else's wish. And we got to stop and slow down. I know recently, I'd love to watch my romantic comedy movies. I'm always like, I'm crying at the end going, I believe in love. I think it's a good thing, but I'm just like, I just don't want any of that. I just want to be in quiet. But here's your other card, Veronique. This is really cool. The Temple of Truth. And I've never seen this card before. It's so cool. It's about the throat chakra, being authentic and self-expression. Speak your truth. Ask for what you want and don't settle for less. And I feel like you're getting to where I almost want to say it's kind of the only choice on the table, if that makes sense. It's like you just have to ask for what you want. You don't have to settle for anything else. And I love how this opening, the water is just pouring through. And that's the throat chakra. It's like finally just speaking. You can speak sometimes things that people don't want to hear. That's okay. It's not your job to speak the words that other people want to hear. It's your job to speak your truth and your authentic self. Speak it with kindness. If people maybe aren't going to like it, speak it with love. But sometimes we have to speak things that other people don't want to hear, and it's okay. It's okay. Oh, the energies were strange today, weren't they? Yeah, I was working on some recording and doing some um like oh my god, I almost said debiting. My brain just stopped working on doing some editing and that kind of stuff, and I couldn't find files. Things were all over the place. I was like, what is going on? So Vera is saying, hi, tomorrow is a year that my dad, oh, good heavens. Oh, Vera, God bless you. Yeah, that's a trauma. That traumatizes our energy fields. That oftentimes puts a mental picture in our mind that is so hard to get past. And I feel almost like the mental picture trauma is part of what it is. And you know what, Ver? I am going to tell you, please go get that violet flame meditation and start doing it. And it's about 40 minutes long. It's kind of long, but do it like consciously for a while and then start listening to it like as you're falling asleep or anytime that you just, almost like in the background kind of a thing. And it's going to start clearing and cleansing that for you. The other part of this is if this visual thing or whatever that is that's popping in your head that's re-triggering you, it's time to start sending it love. And you can do that simply by just being like, oh God, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Send your dad love. I love you. I love you. He's in a better place. This that you're experiencing is not happening anymore. And that's something to remind yourself. It's not happening anymore. It happened. It's not happening now. And this is what happens with triggers is it keeps bringing the experience back into the present moment. And by using some of these practices, such as using that violet flame. And when that trigger comes, send it love. Love is the only energy that truly, truly, truly heals. And you can use the words, I love you. Use the words, I love you in every language that you know. And just, I love you. I love you. I love you. Send love to your dad. Dad, I love you. No matter what the story is, I love you. See your dad whole and perfect in heaven, in the other realms. See your dad whole and perfect. And I love you. I love you. I love you. And then send love to yourself. I love you. Put your hands over your heart. I love you. 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 And I promise, Farah, that this will begin to heal for you, because love is the only way. And I totally understand the trauma that goes with that, and we can maybe talk about it another time, but I totally get it. But you have to start changing the patterning up here, because that's what's causing the trigger. Any kind of thing is just like, oh my God. And it's because you're very sensitive, you're an empath and you're very intuitive. And so it's easy because things, you feel things very quickly, but you've got to start loving this back into its rightful place, which is always perfect and whole and sacred and divine. Your father is fine now. He's not in that situation. Okay. It's not happening now. And we have to start remapping. And so I just send you many blessings. I send you so much love. I would love for everybody here right now, just send their absolute pure love, that she be healed from this right here, right now. And for this trigger to begin to dissolve in the power of pure love, absolute pure love. And I hold you there up in that pure love, because that's who you are. All the traumas of the past are no longer alive. All the traumas of the past don't exist in the here and now. They don't exist anymore. They're just a memory. It's just energy, and energy can be shifted. And so we're helping you. So we're just sending that to you there. And I hope that you will just take it into your heart and into your mind, and just allow this to help you. And let me know, if I can support you. So Shauna, please pull a card. Okay. All right. Now you guys know I like you to ask questions, but we're just pulling cards today. So that's cool. Shauna. Ooh, inner earth healing. And the Akashics. Base chakra. Also, I'm being told it's really important for you to be watching the root chakra. Part of this inner earth, but I'm feeling like root chakra healing is needed. Not healing. Strengthening. Root chakra strengthening for you. You're pretty healed. But this is base chakra. Oh, strength and security and laying foundations. As we shift and change, and as our consciousness grows, and as our frequency rises, a lot of people are like, they want out of the body. And no, it's not the way to do that. But you want to raise the frequency, not the vibration, but the frequency of your chakras. Okay. And so you do that by continuing to do things like the violet flame. Again, you can do that. The violet flame is literally the presence of God. Okay. Can't get a higher frequency than that as of yet, but we might be able to. So root chakra stuff, connecting to the earth. Make sure when you're connecting to the earth, you're connecting to that high frequency consciousness of the nurturing mother. And then the other one, Akashic, Stargate, align with purpose. Crossroads, understand there's no wrong path. And I'm feeling a little bit like, Shauna, there might be something in you that either you're choosing a path or you feel like you chose the wrong path. There's no wrong path. Sometimes we experience things we don't like. Doesn't mean it was a wrong path. We may have made choices that have ended up in calamity. There's no wrong path, because there's lessons that we learn along the way. And sometimes, the bigger the calamity, the more we learn, right? The stronger we get. It doesn't kill you. It makes you stronger. We're beginning to move out of the need to do that as we're awakening more, as we're getting stronger mentally and emotionally. But yeah, Akashic Stargate. And I'm feeling like, yeah, it's almost like, Shauna, I feel like it's almost like a realignment of your root chakra to where you've had some experiences that kind of shook you to your core. And it's time to realign that root chakra with truth and peace and harmony. And don't be afraid. That's another thing that I'm getting right now. It's like, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. It's all okay. It's all okay. So I hope that helps. All right, Veronique. Veronique. Did I get you a card? I feel like I did you a card. Maybe that was Vera. Let's do Veronique. If you're getting 2 cards, that's just how it is. You get 2 readings. Oh, Akashic Records again. Clearing old patterns. Clearing out the old stuff. And again, send it love. If you have stuff that's bothering you in this world, send it love. Solar light upgrade. I think this is for everybody too. This is what we're getting like literally right now while we're talking. And it's been coming in fast and furious for really a couple years, but the last, gosh, I'm going to say the last 2 months has been like full on solar upgrades. Somebody asked me one time, they're like, do I have to be outside in the sun to get them? No, this stuff goes through everything because it's consciousness. It's not necessarily a physical thing. It rides on a physical thing, but it's consciousness. But check out the Merkaba in the middle of this here too. Isn't that cool? So this card says solar plexus chakra. So that's the mental body too, right? Inner fire and willpower. And it's almost like Veronique, align yourself. Oh, that's right. That's right. You did get another one. You're getting 4 cards today. Align yourself with the strength. Align yourself with the inner fire, your will. Align your will with divine will. If that makes sense. J.R. Cohen. Archangel Michael told me to move some cards around. Ooh. Memories of Atlantis. We have an Atlantean here with us. Also, look at the Ankh. A lot of people don't realize that Atlantis is actually the origination of the Ankh. The Ankh is a power symbol. It has many symbols. A lot of people have said that it is a symbol of male and female, which it is, yes. But it's also very magical. It's also a stargate. It's also an activation, integration, kind of a thing, actually, even like a initiation sort of a thing, and spiritual acceleration, progress, and technology. So JR, you've got some cool energy. And it's funny, I'm not picking top cards from you. Your second card is Sacred Inner Space, Sacral Chakra, the navel, tenderness and sensuality. Be gentle with yourself right now, hon. Upgrade. Archangel Michael is just going, you're going through upgrades. You're going through upgrades. He's saying so many people are, but you're experiencing them in a unique way, is what he's saying. But check that out. And look at these cards. Look at the light and the brilliance of that light. That's who you are. This is how angels, archangels, God, Goddess, creators see you. They don't see you in a body. People that are spiritually connected to these really high realms, like 15th dimensional and stuff, they see people like this. You don't see the body. You don't see the individual. You see like this. And Jer, I want to say, our Atlantean friend. Doesn't mean the rest of you aren't Atlantean. This is just bringing this awareness to JR. But you've got it. You've got it, girl. Keep doing what you're doing. That's good. Sam wants a card. Yay. Archangel Michael is saying shuffle. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Put the cards in there. A lot of times I hold them out so we're not getting the same ones all the time. Because the other thing too, if you hear any of these, I'm getting chills. If you guys, there's an interesting energy coming in. If any of you see a card or hear a message that you feel like, oh my God, that's for me too, it is. Okay. This isn't just because someone asked a question and they got an answer. It doesn't mean this isn't for you too. All right. So I want you to know that it also goes for people that are watching later, because this is up on my YouTube channel when we get done. And anybody who's watching later too, if it resonates, if you're like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling that, it's for you too. So this is for Sam. Oh, you're welcome, JR. Very cool. Sam. Violet flame, sister girl. Go do it. Go do it. Go do it. Do your violet flame. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity Goddess desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity I desire. That's the violet light decree. That's not necessarily in the violet flame meditation, but it's another decree that you guys can do too. This is for you, Sam. Ooh. In the Venusian Galactic Council star. Ooh. Venus. This is good for anybody who's a Taurus too. Okay, Venus is your planet. Venus is the planet of love. The Venusian beings of light. That galactic council of light that is connected with Venus. They're shining down on us too. They're really trying to bathe us in love. Oh, JR, Ver. Oh, cool. Yay. I love when friends are on here. It just makes it a better party, man. Very cool. Rajna, we'll get to you next. I got you in my sights. Isn't that cool? So Violet Flame and Venus for you, Sam. And look how pretty, look how complementary those colors are too. Okay, you've got complementary colors going on here as well, which means like peace and harmony for you. And the feminine energy for sure. Matter of fact, even tap into your feminine energy a little bit more. And it's not about being girly. It's about being nurturing for self. It's about being strong in your truth and in your, being authentic in your knowing. So Rajna, this is for you. I am presence, light body activation, accessing the divine within. And I heard Archangel Michael go, mm-hmm. He's agreeing. And he's not saying this is not a directive. This is an acknowledgement. Okay, Rajna, you're doing good. Whatever you're doing good, you're doing good. Yeah, whatever you're doing good, you're doing good. And Archangel Michael also says, take the I am that I am. And he's saying, use that to empower yourself even further. You can do, I am love. I am peaceful. I am abundant. I am. And then also this is Akashic Records, clearing old stories, releasing past lives and freedoms. Archangel Michael is saying that you've been doing a lot of this kind of stuff and releasing it. You also have been releasing for your ancestry. And he's even saying like for your culture. I'm not sure where you're from. And I know we've talked about it before. I can't for the life of me recollect where you're from, but you've been healing ancestral and kind of in this lifetime, but also cultural too. But Archangel Michael is saying, this is your essence. It's like you just burn it off. It's not like you even have to process it anymore. But there's an acknowledgement for doing that wonderful, good work too. Look at those cards together as well. Bam. I am the light. I am Mumbai. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I thought it was there somewhere, but yeah, there's and even, if you look at these cards, I mean, they're kind of, from kind of more like China, kind of more I know I get confused about Orient and and Asian. I think this is the Orient, but also you can see like this, you can see these cards back here, you can see the stargates. India is the center of massive, major stargates too, in case people don't know. India is such an interesting country because it's so spiritual. It's like it holds its roots in spirituality. And yet it's this crazy place with so many people and so much going on. It's like, especially in the cities and even like the outlying, but it's such a sacred place. And yeah, so you carry a lot of that releasing ancestors. Yeah. Send it love. Yeah, send it love, Rajna. That's all we're being told anymore. It's like send it love, send it love. I love you. I love you. I love you. Love, love, love. You're sacred, holy, and divine. I see you for what you truly are. I love you, love you, love you, love you. It is the master key to getting through all this stuff. And even if any of you that are inclined to yeah. Yeah, you have, and you had massive mountains and walls to do that with too. Good job. That's why you're being acknowledged. But, if any of you are guys are inclined to pray for, whatever this is that's going on in the world. I'm telling you guys, I don't even pretend to know what's happening anymore. I'm just kind of like going, holy crap. I wake up every morning. It's like, holy crap. It's like I can't even look at the news because every time it's like crazy stuff. But just sending love to our leaders, sending love to, everybody, just sending love to everybody because it's so crazy. And it's just, there's a lot of people they're saying, oh, this is happening, whatever. We need to have love happening. So let's be the ones that make love happen and just start sending love to everything and everybody because that's going to change it. That's going to change it. And you guys are all psychic. So you guys all have that extra oomph to make things happen too. Did I not mention that before? People that develop psychic skills develop their spiritual skills and it's actually technology. It's like organic technology. You're more powerful. And it's almost like when you begin operating from love, you trust yourself enough to be powerful. And then you begin to expand. So I love you guys. Thank you all so much for being here. I wouldn't get to be here if you all weren't here every single week, and just loving on each other and so happy. It's just so nice to see all you guys. I feel like we're kind of developing a nice little family here. And, please make sure. Oh, RevNed. Oh my gosh, RevNed. RevNed knows how to go sacred. And he is saying that for Ver, that he's saying we lit some incense in loving, prayerful ways and sent them to you. This is what RevNed's all about. So September 20th, we're doing the show. It's going to be called Bridgewalkers. And ooh, Ned, you're making me cry, man. Yeah, there's a lot of love with that. There's a lot of love with that. Very good. It's all about love, guys. Love, love, love. I love you. I couldn't be here loving on you if you guys didn't show up. Make sure that you are subscribed. Make sure you tell your people about this. Share this show with your friends, and the people that you know that would be into this. That would help so much because part of what I'm trying to do is to be able to get this built up to the point to where I can do other things through the Facebook, but I have to have 1,000 followers, and I think I have 200. So share this far and wide, share this show. Just tell people about the channel. There's so much stuff in there. I've got healing, I got meditations, I've got these teachings and all this kind of stuff. And so make sure that people know about it. It's really important. There's more coming up, and we got Bridgewalkers with Rev Ned coming up pretty soon too. And so let's share the love. Let's start expanding it out. If any of you guys need readings or anything and need some personal time with me, you can make an appointment through my website, micheleamburgey.com. And I got all kinds of stuff over there going on too. I got a blog. I got a free meditation over there. It's a white light meditation. It's all kinds of stuff, and I'm working on more. It's a secret, but you'll find out on my birthday. So it's a couple of weeks. That's going to be such a great day. And I'm actually going to be doing spiritual chit chat on that day. And Rev Ned and I are doing our first bridge walkers as well. So I'm all kinds of fun stuff's going to be happening. So mark your calendars. It's my birthday. Yay. I love you guys. I'm going to run. I could sit here and chit chat. So love you. Be good. And most of all, stay sparkly.